Wiki welcome, Warcraft 2 fans, to ywfn versus skyangel. Today's map is, or today's tournament game, going to be taking place in 2003. So 20 long years ago, they've had a Wiki Warcraft 2 tournament. In these two, I don't know which round it was, but it was one of the great tournament games of the tournament. ywfn, your worst effing nightmare, and he'll be taking on skyangel. Ooh, Grunt X, you see him play sometimes. Genocide still plays once in a while. Scrubble, not so much, although he's one of the great Warcraft 2 players of all time. And a little bit of repairing action happening here from ywfn. Meanwhile, it's the duel from skyangel. Pretty exciting to see a duel versus a 2 o'clock spot. The 2 o'clock has an open pathway all the way to their base, and likely after scouting this 12 o'clock position, that's exactly where he'll run off to, is the 9, small 9, and 11 o'clock positions, which are the most commonly dueled from positions. So skyangel going to be able to defend this 9 o'clock spot pretty well, as he does. Ooh, look at this. I never even noticed this before. Wow. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, pretty cool stuff here. And then he'll probably defend this up here with a scout tower. So he has now scouted the duel, and he could be pretty well assured that it is going to be a duel. So let's see how he reacts. Immediately a peon comes running out, and he's going to make his way towards the enemy base. Is there going to be a lumber mill, or will it be a cannon tower rush? So far, no lumber mill being prepared as of yet. The peon is actually going to be doing a counter duel, so not going to be doing the old dual buster build. Is rather going to go for a counter duel, and then he's going to try to apply some pressure and force the guard towers at both of these positions. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So the 2 o'clock player kind of hoping that he can catch back up in the economy game with this counter duel, as his opponent is allocating some resources to this defense here. Then he'll likely even maybe get a catapult, or not. He doesn't even have a blacksmith. So very close game, I would say. Both things happening pretty well for both players. And he's going for another barracks before the blacksmith. No, blacksmith is actually being produced, so he's expecting it to be a bit of a dual buster build, so he's going right towards a quick army in order to counter that dual buster build. But a dual buster build it is not. In fact, it's actually going to be the old counter duel. Kind of miss players building stuff in the Watchers up here. Don't really have that anymore. And look, it's an axe thrower. Dun, dun, dun. What the heck? It's an axe thrower. He wants to lob his axe thrower bolts to the bottom maybe here. That would be pretty sweet if he did send an axe thrower down there to the other side of that. It's another axe thrower. He's going all in on these axe throwers. ywfn, it is your worst nightmare, axe throwers. But I guess Hornet, or skyangel I should say, will be quite ready for this. Alright, here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. 2 axe throwers. And is it a third axe thrower? It is indeed a third axe thrower. Going to be making the day, making the scene. Whoop, whoop. And here he comes. Didn't expect the axe throwers, did you? No, you didn't. And with that, the axe throwers are going to decide to retreat here a little bit, as his opponent is pretty well good and chopped out. And now on to tier number 2. The axe thrower build didn't work as well as he might have thought. So tier number 2 going to be the end result for skyangel. Let's see if ywfn's anywhere near that technology game after kind of a debacle with these axe throwers. So he's going to go ahead and wall off the 2 o'clock, wall off the 12 o'clock positions. And none too early as the Scout Grunt comes wandering in there. He's going to see that counter duel. And he's got quite the Grunt army as it is. Tier number 2 has already arrived, and he's going to be repairing his Ogre Mound. Meanwhile, ywfn just now going for his tier number 2. Pretty up to awesome game so far in the world of 2003. Alright, here comes a Grunt push out from Skyangel. He's going to be going on the offensive, but these 2 axe throwers right here are pretty much well assuring that not a whole lot is going to be happening. But wait, there might be more as a peon. No, that peon's not going to be used offensively. Simply going to run down to that 4 or 5 position. So here comes that assault. There is a guard tower here to kind of dispel these troops. So they're going to go ahead and try at the 2 o'clock spot, but there's a couple of axe throwers there as well. Going to be able to dispel that assault if it does indeed take place. But it looks like it's going to be straight to tier number 3 for Skyangel. He's already got Bloodlust close to being underway. And while the Grunts do their best to try to push in here, their best isn't going to be good enough, as these axe throwers are there with their hatchets waiting to be tasked. And look, it was indeed a Temple of the darn Skyangel taking a commanding position in this map after ywfn tried that risky behavior early on. And he's been able to keep that lead so far. So the Ogres push out. That means the Bloodlust is going to be pretty near to arriving. Let's go see. Not way too much. And actually, Yellow is going to decide to make the push out right now. A wise choice indeed. The axe thrower even getting in some of that action. And while they're not able to clean up the entire offensive Ogre army, they are going to be doing quite a bit of damage to this Ogre army before Bloodlust arrives. And you can see where Ogre Mage has now arrived. And ywfn doing quite a bit of Altar of Storms repairing, but he's going to be quite a bit behind on the old Bloodlust game. But Skyangel makes a bit of a blunder here by using these ogres unnecessarily. He could have just waited a few more seconds, and those would have been bloodlustable ogres. But wait, look at here, ladies and gentlemen. The DK from Skyangel. It was all a distraction. And while that Goblin Zeppelin is out now and should be able to scout out where that Temple of the Darned is, a second DK underway here. And he's going to walk right into the base. Whoa. Bit of a bold death and decay there. Isn't able to get that out. It looks like his opponent is a little too busy bloodlusting up these ogres and sending them on their way. A couple of scout farms out here. And the Goblin Zeppelin should make it so he's pretty well prepared for this. And he's going to go ahead and put these ogres in behind these defensive lines. It just needs to have these ogres survive a little bit more for Bloodlust to arrive. And look at that defense there. A beautiful defense from ywfn. And once was he so far behind in this game, and Bloodlust now finally arrives for him. So it's a game, ladies and gentlemen. Still, these DKs underway, and another terrific death and decay from the black player. Skyangel massacres all of these peons, and look at the dead bodies everywhere. Not a good day to be ywfn, as the 4 or 5 position now has been secured here from Skyangel. ywfn's been on the back foot, was able to pull himself back into this game with some great defensive work. And but once again, Skyangel has that technology superiority with those nice death and decays. And pretty soon he'll be likely floating the possibility of hasted DKs, which wouldn't be a bad idea in the least. Alright, here comes more Death and Decay, this time accompanied by Bloodlusted Ogres, and this could just be the last nail in the coffin here for ywfn, who just might fall a Skyangel. As Skyangel has that map superiority, he has those targeted strikes with the Death and Decay, and still no answer from ywfn, and ywfn has just he's been really holding on this game and doing a great job, but Skyangel's overall assault, he's just been unable to turn the tides ever since ywfn went for that kind of unorthodox Axe Thrower build. So here comes the Bloodlusted Ogres trying to take down more peons. There's going to be yet another successful defensive wave here. But still, oh, and finally he is able to take out this Temple of the Darn. This is the first step that he needs to take towards pulling himself back in this game, is just to secure. But Grunt X has had enough. He's left the game, and I would not be too surprised to see ywfn do the same very soon. So we do see the Goblin Zeppelin down here. Still hasn't scouted out this 5 o'clock position. And while 2 Bloodlusted Ogres are a pretty good strike force here at the small 9, there's a huge defensive position there. 2 Ogres making their way down here to this 5 o'clock position, but there's not a whole lot that they're going to be able to do against those nice walled off Death and Decays from those walled off Death Knights. And here's the scout out. Still hasn't seen these 2, that 4 or 5 o'clock position. But the front door is being knocked upon. And here comes a couple of ogres running right past. No, one ogre splits off, and he's going to go, even though it's going to be tried maybe for a Death and Decay or a Death Coil. Yeah, Death Coil is all that he could possibly do, because it's level 1 Death Knights. And Death Knights that are level 1 just aren't quite as good. Here comes the nail in the coffin as a gigantic Bloodlusted Ogre army assault for the 12 o'clock positions. Not only destroy the 12 o'clock position, but deny all resources being gathered there. And that just probably is going to be a little too much for ywfn to pull himself back in the game by his britches even. Here's the relieving ogre army to dispel these forces, but we can see that Skyangel now has the small 9, has the 5 o'clock position, and is greedily mining from all around the map. But ywfn merely confined to the last 9,800 gold in his gold mine. It doesn't want to give up quite yet. But here comes yet another stream of bloodlustable ogres from Skyangel. And this, my friends, is likely the final assault. ywfn leaves the game. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Tune in next time when we have another Wiki Warcraft 2 audio presentation. Brought to you by 24/7 What Yeah! Back in 2003.